Jessica starts driving the team.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bonita Coffee Air A1.
手提行李且2件回寄物。
And today we got a northern route in use, so with North Pole and the flight time will be 12.
Thank you. Cabin crew ready for safety demonstration.
Our safety depends on both our crew and on you. We are here to ensure your safety on board. It's essential that you always follow the instructions given by the crew.
Cabin crew, prepare for takeoff.
to Helsinki. Please remain seated and keep your safety belt fastened until our captain switches the signs on. When opening an overhead locker, please be careful so that items don't fall out. You may now switch off the flight mode on your handheld device. On behalf of our crew, Finnair and the One World Alliance, it's been a pleasure having you on board today. Thank you, goodbye, and we hope to see you again soon on board Finnair. Cabin crew, disarm your doors and cross-check.
Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.